For my other live streams to come up. Here we go. Hiring a coach can be hard. I forgot to shut my door. Hold on. There we go. Hiring a coach can be hard. Can be. I've hired quite a few coaches, and I've had some really great, fantastic coaches, and I've had some really challenging coaches. I've had some coaches that didn't work out for various reasons, and I've had some people reach out to offer me coaching, and that fundamental coaching, that relationship wasn't going to be good for me. So why is hiring a coach hard? Well, over the weekend, I discovered and kind of became aware of things that I'd kind of known in the background, but things that I realized are absolutely must-haves in order for a coaching client relationship to work. Ready? 1, you as the client have to want it more than the coach. If I'm going to hire a coach, I have to want to get to the achievement, want to get to the outcome more than the coach does. It cannot work the other way. It cannot be a maybe. It cannot be a I kind of want it. I have to want it more. And there's a lot of different ways that you can create that. You can make a larger investment. It can be something that is life or death. It can be something that is absolutely pivotal for you in order to go where you want to go, right? Take somebody who's had a heart attack, who realizes they have to get in shape or their life is not going to go much very longer, right? They want to be physically fit. They want to be in shape. And so they're going to go and find a nutritionist, and it can be a brand new, fresh, first-time coach. It could be somebody who's been around for a while. It doesn't really matter. A lot of the coaching plans at a base level are going to be very similar. So that person's going to want it, and they're going to go after it. They're going to get results. It's going to be fantastic, right? So step 1, you have to want it more. If you don't want it more, if you don't want your result more than your coach, you're fucked. Period. It's not going to work. Because then the coach is going to try to pull you along or motivate you, and you won't get there. You'll either spend a lot more money than you want to, a lot more money than you were planning without getting the results, or you'll just quit. And that's not good for either person. That's not good for the person invested, and that's not good for the person who is trying to coach. Coaches want to help people for the most part. You can tell the ones that are just trying to do it to get money or to try and do something quick. Coaches that you can tell actually want to help you. And that's what makes it really hard. Because the second part is you as a coach and your coach, if you're the client, has to believe in the possibility more than you. So what do I mean by that? 1, at a fundamental level, they have to have done it. They have to have done it. They have to have demonstrated the ability to do that or the capacity to do it or know enough about it that the thing you're asking them is totally, totally possible. And they have to be able to believe it more than you. Because that's the other side of it. If they don't believe that you can do what you're asking for, then there's nothing that they can coach you on that's going to get you there. So that's where this authenticity comes in. That's why you always try to hire a coach, if you can, who's done the thing that you want to do. Because if they've done it, then they believe it can be done. Show me your bank accounts. Show me your results. Show me your reviews. Like, this is where all this authenticity and authority comes in, and testimonials. And they're great. But at a fundamental level, it comes down to the belief. I have to want it more than a coach. And the coach has to believe it more than me. If either of those are off, it won't fucking work. You're not going to get the results. If the coach wants it more than me and has to fucking push, pull, prod, and get me across the line because he believes more than me, guess what? I'm going to fuck it up, and I'm going to not give myself the credit for doing it. And I'm going to bounce back on whatever it is. I will stop doing the thing I'm doing because I never changed my identity to believe it was possible. If you believe, if you want it more than your coach, but you believe more than your coach, that's also not going to work. Because there's no way for them to create a plan, to create guidance for you to get to somewhere they don't believe you can go. It's not possible. Now, what are some obvious caveats that have to happen first? One, the thing you're wanting to do has to be possible. I have to say that so that somebody doesn't comment in the comments and be like, yeah, but the coach. No, what you're wanting to do has to be possible. I can't say, hey, in the next 3 weeks, I want to build a rocket that competes with the SpaceX rocket because I want to go to the moon. No, there's not a person in the world who can tell you how to do that. And if they do, they're fucking lying. So it has to be not fantasy. It has to be possible. Now, the coach has to be able to realize and recognize and have a plan to get there, which in general, 90% of the time means they have to have talked the walk, walked the talk. They have to have been able to have done it. They have to have been able to lead somebody else through it. Let's talk about if both of you believe. If I want it more, if both those things are true, if I want it more than the coach, then I'm going to go and do what the coach says. And if the coach believes in it more than me, then the plan he offers is actually going to get me there. And when those two things happen, they give me a plan that actually is going to fucking work. And I go and do the things because I believe in it and I want it more than them. Magic happens. So the past few weeks, I've had a couple of coaches reach out. And here's where this gets really, really fun. And not an attacking way. But I've had some coaches reach out who did not believe in what I wanted to do or what I was asking to do more than me. And it's not because they're bad. It's not because they're not trying. It's not because they're not honestly trying to help and earnestly trying to give me feedback that they know that I need based on an accurate assessment of where I'm at. Like, those are all true. There are things that I need to do in order to get launch my coaching business right now. There are things that I have to do in order to move forward and make it more effective. I have to. When I fix those things, though, if the plan to get to here isn't possible because they don't believe I can get to here and they just tell me about getting to here, there's no point. If I tell you that I want to run a marathon, and you say, well, I'm going to teach you how to run 24 miles. No, it's not what I asked for. I can't pay you. I cannot pay you to train me to run a marathon if you can only train me to run 24 miles. My running coach that I hired when I was running and training for my marathon and my ultra marathon, right? Person ran ultra marathons, ran triathlons, ran in Ironmans, right? They know the game. They know what happens. They've run it. They've been there. They can coach people through it because they've done it. I wanted it more. I wanted it more than my coach. And they believed in me more. So when I come to them and be like, I'm never going to be able to fucking do this. I just hit my 26-mile run prior to my ultra, and I can't feel my legs. I just ran a marathon in training, and there's no way that I'm ever going to be able to go 6 miles beyond that. Yes, you can. Go home, do your salt bath, take your thing, follow the plan, and you'll be ready. And I did. If I don't want it more, there's no way I have enough why to get through to going and running the ultra marathon. And if the plan that they have for me to run 50K or 31 miles isn't proven because they've only had me run 26, well, then guess what? That's where failure happens. So your coach has to have results. They have to have demonstrated results. They don't have to be the exact same, but it's generally good if they are. They have to believe in the fact that they have a product that can lead you to go do what you want to do. They have to believe that they have the information that can tell you what to go and do. And you have to want it more than your coach. Those are the simplest, basic, most fundamental truths for hiring anybody. I have to want it more, and my coach has to believe me more. So there's some coaches I've said no to out of love because it just wasn't going to be a fit. I'm okay with that because I've got some coaches who believe, who have tactics, who have demonstrated results. And we're about to light this shit on fire. I'm figuring out what my avatar is. I've been going hard on engineers for the last couple of weeks. last couple of years. And I realized this weekend that's not who I need to be going after. So follow along. If you want to understand where I'm going to go, I'll talk about that more tomorrow on the next live. Who am I going to be targeting? Who am I launching this coaching business to? It's going to be a good one. Have a great night. And, almost forgot the CTA. Just click the plus and follow along. This journey is going to get even better as we go along. Have a great night.